Hello, I'm Dave Goss, training developer at Triplight, and I'd like to show you a video about a new patch panel solution that we're very excited about. This video is very detailed. It's about 7 minutes long, but I hope you'll take the time to watch it because it will give you an understanding of what these products are all about. Switch speeds have been increasing over the years due to the high amount of data being pushed through the internet. We started with 1 gig switches, and as demand increased, those switches became 10 gig switches. Recently, we've seen the introduction of 40 gig switches, and in the future, those switches will become 100 and even 120 gig switches. As technology increases in the network, we're presented with a problem. How do we connect those high-speed switches, not only to high-speed devices, but also to legacy, slower-speed devices? A 40 gig network still has to connect to 10 gig servers and 10 gig devices. But we have not yet seen an elegant, simple way to connect to those devices. Until now. Triplight has been working on a solution that will allow you to interface between devices of varying speeds. When you bring in a feed from a high-speed network, it comes in over a multi-strand or MTP cable. This is 40 gig fiber cable. It needs to then be broken out into standard LC connections in order to connect to 10 gig devices. The cable plugs into a module, or cassette, which then breaks it out into the 10 gig feed. The cassettes are very easy to use. They just clip in and clip out, and they take that 40 gig data feed and break out the feed on the front end, either to additional 40 gig switches, maybe downstream, or into the 10 gig feed. In this case, we're breaking it out into high-density LC connectors, and each of these is connecting to a 10 gig server or 10 gig device. To install these cassettes, just slide them into place. There are 2 retention clips, one at the top and one at the bottom. Just push them into place and you're ready to go. Putting in a new cassette is as simple as taking out the blanking panel that we include with the switch and inserting the new cassette. If you find that you've been using 10 gig servers and now you've upgraded your devices and no longer need that cassette, just pop it out and replace it with an MTP to MTP cassette or one of the other variations. This product is available in both 1U and 2U configurations. The 1U version is really for the remote area where you've still got a lot of equipment, but it's not necessarily as high density. The 1U version is able to support a small number of these cassettes, but if you have a larger capacity, you can either increase the number of 1U cassettes, or you can move up to the 2U solution. You start to get into the need for the 2U solution when you're in a large data center enterprise space with a large number of servers. This is the 2U solution. The beauty of it is that it allows you to fit more cassettes in it than you can fit in 2 1U solutions. Now the great thing about these cassettes is their density. If I fully populate this 2U rack mount space with LC cassettes, I can get 168 servers connected to this one 2U space, which equates to an excess of 10 racks of servers being able to be connected to the network through this one small high-density space. Another thing we've done in order to make it easy for the installer is we've provided 360 degrees of cable management. You can push the cables through the sides through these design channels, or you can push the cables down through these slots here. And this bracket can be removed and installed upside down, so you can also trail the cables vertically if you prefer. So you've got full management on front, and we've replicated that on the back, so the cables coming in the back can also be managed in any direction. And the nice thing about all of these different pieces is they can be removed. If you don't want the cable management, all you need to do is pop off the pieces you don't want. Everything is protected behind this door so the cables can't be knocked or accidentally disconnected. And when you want to access them, you just open the door. There's full labeling capability behind the door so you can label what the cables are and where they're going. In addition, you can label the cables themselves, either through a third-party labeling system or through Triplight, who can provide you with pre-labeled cables. The big advantage of the Triplight solution for the cable is that we've come out with a family of cables with push-pull tabs. These are small tabs connected to the cables that allow you to easily and effortlessly insert or remove them, even if they are right in the middle of a space. So this whole family of cables is unique to TripLite. It integrates with this whole solution about putting high density cabling in a small space and making it really functional and easy to use. The cassettes are also very flexible. You can install them from the front, or if you want the cabling to come out the back side, you can walk around back and put them in the reverse direction. And these cartridges are fully interchangeable in the chassis. The chassis will accept any combination of cassette types, whether they are MTP to MTP, MTP to LC, or LC to LC. So here are the feeds from the 40 gig switches coming into the cassettes, and on the front these feeds are broken out to actually connect to the devices. This allows you to interface 40 to 10 gig systems, 40 to 40 gig systems, and we've also future-proofed it so we'll be able to use this with future switches as well. In other words, this solution is scalable for future expansion. We'll be able to go from 100 gig and 120 gig feeds into 10, 40, and 100 gig networks on the other side. This whole solution, while unique to TripLite, is not completely unique to the marketplace. There are a few manufacturers out there that have cassette-based solutions as well. The advantages we offer are flexibility and adjustability, and the big difference between our product and theirs is that our capabilities in terms of density within that small space are much greater than theirs. They aren't able to get nearly as many connections in a 2U space as we can. The other advantage is that the TripLite solution is much more cost-effective to the customer than the other brands are. You get more bang for your buck. You get higher density, greater flexibility, and greater adjustability with the TripLite solution. Well, thanks for watching. If you'd like to speak with an application specialist about any of the products in this video, call 773-869-1773 or email solutions@triplite.com. Once again, my name's Dave Goss, and I'll see you next time.